2, 1, let's go. All right, we're back with another condensed Go game. We're going to play this one back. This is from about 6 months ago. We're going to step back in time. I haven't played it back since. I don't know exactly how it unfolds, but I have a little note to myself that says, how the hell did I lose this game? And I remember this game a little bit because I remember thinking that I was winning and I didn't really get killed. And I was like, how did I end up losing this game? What went wrong? So that's what we're going to try to dissect today by playing it back. And we'll see if we can spot some mistakes and learn from them and try and get a little bit better. So we are off and running. So black first move, that's me, 10k up against white, 10k. Nice even game. And we'll get right into it. Let's see what happens. White with a big move there. All right, so we're going to attack in that a little bit. Pretty strong corner there for white. I make a nice play there to gap up that that bottom section of the board. White tries to attack that. Sure. Trying to go through this one fairly quick. We had a little bit of a battle there, back and forth. That ended up paying off. What are we? We're 25, 27 moves in. I got a nice little chunk of territory there. Right now, I'd say I'm winning the game, right? I think black has an advantage. White has this corner, the bottom right, which, you know, decent by playing that conservative move there at P3 and kind of shoring that up a little bit, making that line a little bit stronger. White's got that. This is still up for grabs, rest of the board. White's got a little something starting here. But I mean, I can attack that and give that a tough time. So who knows what that will turn into, but we shall see. Another conservative move there by white. Okay, kind of playing it safe. Fine. Then I expand my corner territory up. I like that. Got a nice gap in there. Honestly, I think that's a safe space to jump in. Sometimes I'll jump into the 3-3 as well. But then if you, in this case, if you do that, you're losing either way, I think, if you jump in here or here. Because if you jump in where I did, white's probably going to attack from the top, which is going to render this corner probably safe, and I won't really be able to attack it because I'll be on the defense trying to get out of here a little bit, and it's tight in here to survive. It can certainly be doable, but it's going to give white an opportunity to shore up his corner there or down here. The other option is you could jump in up here, the corner, but then what white will probably do is play this way here, right? And start to create a wall here and sort of force me around to the right. And in doing that, he's got this wall here, and then he's already starting a wall here, and then he's capturing that space. So either way, he's going to capture the corner or sort of capture the space. There's no real way to, I don't know. I don't think one is better than the other, but I think I had to attack it one way or the other because it's just a lot of space. You can't let white take both those moves. So anyway, all that being said, we're in a little bit of a battle here. We're running out. That looks pretty safe, though. I mean, if we just pause right there, I'll probably get an eye down here somewhere, and then there's certainly room for another one, so I'm not totally boxed in either. I have room to kind of run out as needed, so that seems pretty safe. White has kind of decided the same thing and stopped attacking, and instead shifted focus down here. And if I'm just... That's actually a big move, I think, because white took the initiative away from here. He wasn't really threatened. He felt like, all right, this isn't worth spending my time on. There are some big moves available, right? Here and here are wide open. But instead, white went down here, and looking at it now, like I said earlier, he's got this wall kind of forming here. Oops, a bit of a jump on the mouse there. We got a wall forming down here. Probably going to get this corner, more or less. And if he can, he's got a bit of a gap in here, right? And if he can seal that off, which is exactly what he's trying to do, I think, with this stone right here, a couple more plays, that is sealed off, and that is one really strong, solid line. He's got this to play off of. Maybe he can start to attack the middle of the board or, attack the right-hand side. So anyway, this is just, I can see this forming into a pretty solid play, a nice continuous line of white stones. So we'll see what happens. Maybe I attack it, maybe I don't. I don't know. I don't remember these games in detail when I play them back. That's why they're kind of fun, just to see how my playing style has changed a little bit or evolved or gotten worse. Who knows? All right. Atari. I don't mind that. Put him into Atari, which is going to put me into Atari. Yeah, okay. But then he's going to obviously close me off there. Okay, so I'm definitely attacking that opening at least, right? With this gameplay, you can see like I had that opening here, or sorry, white had the opening here, and I was attacking it here. Now I'm attacking it here, so I'm at least I think I'm doing the right thing. I can put him into Atari. Oh, see, I didn't even see that. Did I miss that in the actual game and the replay just now? That's funny. I haven't gotten better at all, apparently. With the old whistle. Okay, so I tried to jump out. Yeah, that was stupid, because now white can just put me into Atari. And if I try and save those 3, he's going to cut me off, and I'm kind of toast. Maybe I sacrificed those on purpose. I don't know. Put those 2 into Atari. Sure. Yep, I got to respond. Sure. I don't know if I like that play. I probably should have put him into Atari there. Yeah, what was that? I think that's the mistake. I should have been playing here at N5. I could have put him into Atari. There's a free move. Then I come up. That leaves this stone with only 2 liberties, and I can attack one of those, and then I can just kind of start to run. And in doing that, I'm kind of running out this way, and I'm completely splitting off this group from this group. Not that this group's probably in much trouble. I think that'll be safe. We've talked about that. But it just gives me the opportunity to run in there and cause some havoc instead of having just a solid white wall there that white can use to sort of play off of to capture some territory. So I think that was a mistake. That's a... I don't know. Put him into Atari, sure, but then put him in Atari there, sure. Okay, I mean, it's not horrible, because now I'm not continuous, but it looks like I'll probably be able to live out here. I have enough, I'll probably get one of those eyes. I can run in any direction, more or less. And I don't know, I don't love it, but at least it's kind of doing the same thing. I don't have the safety, though, because this can be killed off, whereas if it was connected to my bottom group, it'd be probably safe. Okay, so white's going to try and push up here, it looks like. He's got the corner, right, more or less. He's going to push up along that right-hand side. Top of the board still wide open, but at least I've sometimes I don't like leaving this wide open, and it's nice to have something in here that I at some point I can play up here or over here or here, whatever, and then I can just start to build a little bit of a base out in no man's land, in the middle of the board. But I digress. So, what do? We attack that single stone, sure. We push to the right. Wasn't a whole lot we could do there. That's a big move. White could definitely attack that if he wants, or he could just kind of extend his territory up from the corner. Interesting. Moves to the upper part of the board instead, sure. We're going to fend off the corner. That's fair. So now, it's my move. This is a big move. There's one big move left, kind of, right? Like somewhere up here, somewhere up there. Because we got a huge open space with nothing going on. We could attack. Actually, I wouldn't mind this. Maybe attacking like at E17. Then white probably goes here. Then we bounce off a bit. And then, I don't know, or maybe right in the middle. Who knows? But I think we should be addressing that next. Okay, didn't do that. White attacks, completely ignores. All right, so then white's kind of stranded his attacking stone there. So then we jump down to just give a bit of a base starting for my black stones. White's on the run, trying to get out of there. Sure. Still running, that's fine. Gonna threaten to cut, sure. This group of mine, this looks like it's in a bit of trouble right now. I can run out, but he's starting to box me in a little bit this way, right? It wouldn't take much from this side to really close me in. I can go down, though. That's kind of, I think, my saving grace is if white tries to seal this up, I can jump down this way a couple lines. Like I'd probably go down here, something like that, and then I'll be able to get those eyes in, I think. So it's not dire straits yet, but it's certainly something to keep an eye on. This group could be killed off. And there we go. So white starts to attack. I'm going to have to address this side group. Yep, which we do. I don't have to... Okay, there we go. That could have been played better, I think. But now I'll get 2 eyes in there, so I think that's safe. But I captured very little territory. Didn't do much. I've potentially split off this white group. If I can kind of sneak out that way, right? And keep that white group that I highlighted separate from this group down here. But probably not. White now transitioning to the middle of the board. Interesting to keep note, as white was attacking my black group here with this sort of lower white group. He's kind of coming out this way. Don't forget, my group down here is not connected to anything, doesn't have the eyes settled. He's kind of attacking that. So he's attacking two groups at once. So that's why if this group had have been attached and I had to play this play down here a little bit differently, I think that would have been to my benefit. So that's maybe this mistake down here might be starting to compound a little bit, especially if he ends up killing off that group, then that's probably what lost me the game. But assuming I lost, which I'm pretty sure I did. No, I definitely did. I definitely did. Spoiler alert, I lost this game. Sorry. I think I mentioned that off the get-go, but yeah, because how did I lose? I thought I was winning and ended up blowing it. So anyway, here we are. We get aggressive. Okay, I like that play. Oh, that's aggressive, but it's smart because the initial thought is white's got to play here. This came out of nowhere, right? White's got to connect up here, but then I can attack this group. Maybe not. Actually, I think he could still kill my group off. Because I was going to say I could maybe attack these two, but then he can push me down. I don't know. Maybe I get something out of this. Maybe I don't. Not much. I might get a couple points out of it, but I don't think I'm going to get a kill. Anyway, we're sort of pushing our way up into the middle of the board. This group now, I don't think is going to get killed off. We'll get an eye down here. We'll probably get one here, whatever, somewhere in there. And I think that will be okay. So it takes the pressure off there a little bit, which is nice. I think, yeah, still a big play up there. I don't know. Maybe one more move down here to solidify this. I don't know. This can still be exploited, I think, if white does some crazy stuff. But anyway, we ignore that for now. Maybe it is safe. Okay, so we play up there. White attacks with the connection right beside my stone, and then I jump off 3 lines. Pretty standard stuff. Interesting. Okay. I'm seeing a theme here where we had this line down here of white that we were trying to break through. We had a line of white kind of over here that we're trying to break through, and there's another line kind of here that we're trying to break through, right? Like he's got this upper white group and he had this lower white group connected all the way down here, but there was a gap in here, right? And I was was successfully pushing through that gap into the center of the board. But now white is making a line here, he's got a line here, he's got a line here. You can see how white is pushing with like 1 or 2 more moves. Maybe he plays here to attack this stone, because I think I'm probably going to have to respond. And then he plays one more like here or here or here, something like that. And all of a sudden, white's got this line, and white has effectively captured the middle of the board. Maybe I can jump in there somewhere, but that's risky business. So white is definitely posturing to take the middle of the board. We'll see how that plays out. I'm attacking that corner, sure. I get a kill. Hey, what do you say? It doesn't. I can see how in the middle of this game, it doesn't feel like we're really losing. Pardon me. We had a couple close calls. This group down here was in rough shape. This one here was threatened as well at one point, but we managed to keep them alive, at least for now. Pressure is off. No group is in threat of being killed. I just got a nice little kill here of a couple stones. I can go here and kill another stone. So we've got those 2 areas I've circled. We've got the upper right-hand corner. We've got the lower left-hand corner, plus like most of the bottom of the board. And we've got a nice little pocket over here. Like it doesn't feel that bad, but you can see that there's a lot of what looks to be unsettled territory when we talked about the middle of the board, right? But if white gets that sort of counteracts, this little group, this little group, this little group, plus some. I got the corner. White's going to get this corner, and then white's also going to get this corner. So like it does feel like if you kind of analyze this game, I think white has the advantage at this point. I think momentum has swung a little bit. I was on the defensive here with some of these small groups, and then white has really managed to just bring up this kind of outer perimeter. Just got one little gap left to fill in here, right? So maybe I can jump through there and attack that. But probably could have been better if I right now the only huge error was down here, right? I played at O5 and it should have played at N5. This would have been safer. I wouldn't really have to run. I could be more attacking and more aggressive down here as opposed to defensive, which maybe that could open up some holes and cutting points and things. So anyway, that's maybe where it fell apart. And we'll see how much I lose by. It might not have been a lot, but we'll see. So we're battling up at the top of the board. Nothing crazy. White has effectively filled in those couple points when I said, hey, we got to attack. If I'm white, I'm attacking here and I'm attacking here. And that's exactly what white did. And you can see now, maybe I can jump in here, but I don't know. The chances of me living in there, not great. There are some cutting points here and here that potentially I could exploit. Like you play 1 point in, and then you, with the next move, you go here, and you can start to get an Atari one way or another, and then you're starting to form a base. Like he's not really linked up here, so at least I can be attacking here. I can be attacking here, and I can attack here a little bit. So there's some points, there's a gap there where I can sneak in. And white definitely doesn't have the middle yet, but he's getting close. A couple more moves, and that'll be pretty safe. Like, you know, J12, something like that. Even there, here, I don't know, something like that. Anyway, we're attacking the top of the board. That's what's happening right now. Another sip of the old H2O as I spill it on myself. A lot of talking. Sometimes these videos get a little bit longer than I anticipate, and I think I say that pretty much every time. Like, we'll be quick. And now I'm at 16 minutes. So anyway, we'll carry on. We'll finish this one up nice and quick. We take a kill. White pushes on the left hand of the board. White really makes a nice little play there. Can't do much. That's that move right there tells me that white is more skilled than I am. I wouldn't have played that. There's probably a term for that move. You're jumping in 1, 2, 3 lines. You're going down to the first line of the board, and you really can't do much about it. So I like that. I got to learn how to do that and play that a bit more in my games, because you can eat up some territory. In a close game, you can eke out a win with a couple moves like that. So anyway, can't really defend it unless you lose a bunch of space and territory, which is exactly what happens. Try and push in here. Okay, now at this point, we've said, hey, we've pretty much got the outside of the board figured out. The middle of the board is all that's left, and we attack. Let's see what happens here. So, bit of an Atari back and forth battle. Yeah, it cuts me off. And you can see maybe I can get a little cast. Actually, I already abandoned it. Could have played here. I'll go out. Maybe we would have played that a couple more moves, because I can still, you know, I can play here. White would then go here to connect up. And then I would be an Atari, so I'd play here. White's kind of got me into a ladder, but then, yeah, he's not. Yeah, actually, white would probably kill me off with a ladder. But then I can be attacking these two. I can attack the stone. I can play here. There's still a couple attacking moves left, but it's probably not going to work, let's be honest. So anyway, we shifted focus back to the edge of the board. This is kind of like endgame scenario type stuff. White with another big jump in there. That's pretty much the same move, right? He jumped in 1, 2, 3 lines sideways, 1 line up on the first line of the board there to connect up with this group. But there's not much I can do. Okay, so he's used that play on me twice. Touche. Sure enough, here's that ladder we're talking about. I'm going to die there, so I'm going to push in. Sure, he just kills me off for good measure. And now this is just endgame stuff, right? We're 216 moves in. We can just jump into the corner, try and get aggressive. That doesn't work out. Looks like I lose a bunch of stones here. I'm going to back up a tiny bit. How did this happen? Those 4 must have been from a while ago. Yeah, okay, so those have been there for ages. I don't know. Anyway, we lose the corner. Actually, we attacked the corner. We never had it, but anyway, I think we're getting desperate at this point. If we're being honest with ourselves, and by that I mean myself. So that was it. So about 250 moves. We both ended up passing. I probably got spanked here by the end, sure enough, by 24 points. And you can see how at the beginning it felt like I had advantage, right? I was winning the bottom of the board. We had a little battle. I got some big jumps and connected some gaps, and then we won over here, and we won over here, and we got the corner up here, and we got some stuff going on up here, but completely lost the middle of the board, and then white really pushed in down here. Did the same thing up here, pushed in, ate into my territory, and then just had some basic, corners to kind of finish it off. White's strength was these early walls that he built, and he ended up parlaying that into a win of the middle of the board, and that's totally what won for him. And there was just no coming back. So no massive errors aside from this play down here. We talked about that early in the game. I think that was a mistake. So anyway, at least we found one, and then we can recognize these plays over here where you're jumping over a couple lines and down a couple lines onto the first line of the board. It's tough to do much. You have to back off a couple spots to defend it, and you really give up a lot of territory potentially if you're playing Chinese rules. So lesson learned, I gotta learn how to do that, and don't do whatever I did down here. Take the Atari and just keep pushing. Stay attached to your larger group and push in that way, as opposed to trying to start a small little spin-off group that can be killed off and is constantly on the defensive. That's the moral of today's story. So anyway, fun one. And I can see how I died. It's not as, I don't know, it seems more obvious playing it back. But anyway, is what it is. Lesson learned. Fun match. And that was an even one, 10K versus 10K. I think white was better than I was. Hey, you win some, you lose some. Anyway, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for sticking around, 20 some odd minutes. And we'll go from there. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.